Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to make graphs for your psychology report. So here the data that we have is on Google Sheets. Now the data that we're looking at is from a Year 12 investigation. So just to put this into perspective, participants had to come in and they had to choose their music preference. So if they liked upbeat music or low tempo calm music, and that is represented in A and B along here. Okay, then they had to do their heart rates, so they had to monitor their heart rates before and after, and they had to write down their results. So Year 11s, for you that are watching this, this will be the exact same process for you all. It will just be using different data. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is the first thing we want to do is we want to make sense of this data. So eventually we're going to put this into a graph, but before we do that we have to make sense of it. And the mistake that most people will make is they'll just highlight all of the data, they'll go insert, they'll go chart, and it will come up like this, and it's so messy and it does not make sense for the viewer at all. So we're going to delete that, never look at that again, and we're going to make a graph. So as you can see here, the music's divided into A and B, but it's not in order. So we've got some A's, then B, then A, then B, then blah, 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 blah. And we need to get that into order. So all the A's at the top, then all the B's down the bottom. So to do that, we're going to click C, and we're going to highlight D and E, and then we're going to look at this little drop-down button here. We're going to click that, and it will say Sort Sheet A to Z. We're going to click that. Brilliant. So now you can see that all the A's are together and all the B's are together. Just to make this easier, I'm going to color it in so that my brain can look at this and understand it. Alrighty, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make graphs, and we're actually going to do two graphs here. So the first one will be the mean music A, mean music B, start, finish. Oops. Alright, so we have our mean scores over here and our median scores down here. And we're going to look at the start and the finish. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to calculate the mean scores. Now to calculate the mean score, what you need to do is add all of the values together, so plus them all together, and then divide by how many pieces of data you have. So for this, we would be adding these all together, so 92 plus 76 plus 72, and so on and so forth, and then divide it by 6, because that's how many values there are here. Luckily with Excel, it actually already tells us this information. So the sum, which is written down here, shows us that all those values added together is 467. Now I can also click this and get the average, which is the mean. So the average is 77.83, and I'm going to go ahead and write that just here, so 77.83. The other thing to remember is that in psychology we don't go over 2 decimal places. So if it was 77.86, 866, we would change that to 867. Okay, round it to 2 decimal places. So we're going to keep going and find the means of these values. Just for the interest of this video, I'm going to make this, make the rest of it up. So 88. Alright, the next thing we want to do is we want to find the median score. Now to find the median score, what you need to do is you need to get all of these values in order from smallest to largest, and then you need to find the middle number once they're in that order. Okay, so you can copy this, paste down here. Sorry, we're going to paste over here. Well, we're not going to interrupt the rest of the data. And we can select this like we did before, click here, and then we will go switch. Okay, it did it. Alright, and then we're going to find the middle value here. So the median score is the middle value once all of the values are listed in order from smallest to largest. So we're going to go ahead and pick the middle value here, which looks like it's going to be 76. So right here, we're going to put 76. Alrighty, so the rest of the values on here, we're just going to make up. So we're going to put 65, 82, 94. Wonderful. So now we're ready to make our graphs. So what we're going to do is we're going to select and highlight the data and the labels that we want to graph. Then we're going to go Insert and Chart. Okay, it's going to automatically bring up this chart for us. I'm just going to move my head over here. And it's got a title saying Start and Finish. That's not a very good title. So we want to have a title that represents exactly what we're looking at. So heart rate, rate, differences between music preference A and B. Okay. So there we've got a little title now, which is awesome. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to have axes titles. So axes titles, we have our y-axis over here and our x-axis down here. We need both to be labeled. So to do that, you should be clicked onto Chart and Axes Titles. We're going to select this and we're going to go Horizontal Axis Title. So that's this one going along. And we're going to put in whatever our dependent variable is. So our dependent variable will be music preference music preference. Yeah, we can just leave it as simple as that. And then our vertical axis, we're going to put in whatever our dependent variable is. So a dependent variable over here, independent variable over here. So the thing that we're manipulating versus the thing that we're measuring. So we're measuring heart rate. So we're going to put that in there. Sorry, we're going to capitalize everything because it makes it look a lot nicer. And you can also, if you're doing a test, you could also put the maximum value that it could be out of. So if you're doing a test and the maximum score that they could have scored was 100, you could write out of 100 along the y-axis as well. So once we've done that and it's looking good, you can reevaluate the numbers down here. It doesn't always have to start at 0. It can start at a different number, like 50, and then you could look at the bigger differences between those gaps, or you could keep it as is. That's fine. As long as these colors are distinctly different, then we're doing exactly what we need to do to get the message across to the people reading our reports. So then you can go ahead and do that again with your second graph and insert those into your report under the heading of results. All right, just ask me if you need any more help with this. Thanks, everyone.